Tonight on News Prime, 18 political parties sign a peace accord in Ondo State. The business presidency collaborates with Two-Face on job creation and micro, small and medium enterprises. On the foreign scene, United Nations says nearly 70% of Gaza war dead are women and children. And in sports, Osimhen rules out January exit from Galatasaray following transfer speculations. Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Prime on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Jumai Manson. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and free to air on Nicomsat. Now the news in full. 18 Nigerian political parties have signed a peace accord in Ondo State, southwest Nigeria, pledging to promote a peaceful gubernatorial election and accept the results of the upcoming polls, provided they are deemed free and fair. Chairman of the National Peace Committee and former head of state, General Abdulsalam Abubakar, retired, urged candidates and parties to uphold democratic tenets and reject vote trading. Sharon Ajay now reports.
Chairman of the National Peace Committee, former head of state, General Abdulsalam Abubakar, emphasized the importance of maintaining the prevailing peaceful atmosphere in the country. He therefore urged all politicians to sign the peace accord to fully commit themselves and their parties to the letter and spirit of the accord. He urged them to shun violence and intimidation, noting that politicians must demonstrate the spirit of sportsmanship, as that is a key trait of good leadership.
Urge the party leaders and candidates to accept the outcome of the elections as long as it is adjudged to be free, fair, and creditable.
The chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, says that the signing of the peace accord is a proactive measure taken by the security agencies, traditional rulers, the community and religious leaders to ensure peaceful election. He assures that to address election day challenges, especially the perennial challenge of logistics.
Finally, I will not be tired of appealing to political parties and candidates to note that your signatures on the peace accord document alone will not guarantee peaceful elections.
We apologize. That report will be brought in our subsequent bulletin. The federal government has collaborated with the United Kingdom to strengthen security in Nigeria and work on a lasting countless biometric solution Minister of Interior Olubunmi Tunjojo disclosed this in a statement on his official X account after meeting with the Home Secretary of the UK, Vet Copper. According to him, the federal government is committed to building strategic partnerships that will enhance security and public service delivery. Participants of Course 33 of the National Defense College are in Imo State on a national study tour, in line with the college's effort to make strategic policies aimed at strengthening institutions for national security and development in Nigeria. 5 selected states in the country are being understudied by the participants, who are drawn from various sectors of Nigerian-friendly countries. Imo State correspondent Amarachi Ibe completes the report.
These are men of Nigerian armed forces and friendly countries participating in Course 33, understudying the dynamics of Imo State, one of the selected states for their national tour. During their visit to Imo State, Governor Hope Uzodinma, represented by the Commissioner for Tourism, Culture and Hospitality, Jerry Egemba, expressed appreciation for armed forces' role in fostering peace, unity and security within Nigeria. The governor thanked the National Defense College for selecting Imo as one of the states being studied by the participants and promised continuous support to the armed forces.
History that has been made with your presence here, we continue to speak of your treading upon the sands of Imo State and the impact we have made within these few days that you've been here. We have felt that. We're glad to have you back to Imo State. I want to assure you that we will not disappoint you.
Brigadier General Kashim Sidi, the team leader, described the course as the highest level of training in military, focusing on strategy and policy making, designed to enhance participants' analytical skills and preparing them as valuable assets upon graduation.
We have gone around places, we have seen what Imo State is made of, and we hope the remaining state will also give us more insights as to what Imo State is all about, so that when we get back, we'll put up a very rich report that we will at the end of the day send back to Imo State so that the government can implement some of our recommendations.
Commissioner for Digital Economy and E-Government, Chimezi Amadi, pointed out some of the achievements made so far by Imo State government and highlighted efforts of Governor Hope Uzodinma's led administration in engaging Imo State citizens.
Other initiatives like the Okobi initiative, One Kindred, One Business initiative is another good initiative from His Excellency. And these are not mere policies. They are things said and done. They are policies that we see that are yielding results and making very good impact in the life of every Imolite. Then we have also managed to effectively use technology to muster citizen support towards government policies and programs.
The Course 33 participants are expected to share their insights gained from their study tour with colleagues to improve strategy and policy making within their respective institutions and countries. From Owerri, Amarachi Ibe, reporting for Global TV News.
Thank you, Amarachi, for that report. The Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi San, says arraigning and trying minors who have committed crimes is not against the law. Fagbemi, in a statement, stated that according to the Nigerian Constitution, trying to detain and bad governance protesters in the Federal High Court is not inappropriate, as claimed by many, given the crimes with which they are charged. Recall that following the nationwide protest tagged End Bad Governance, which took place between August 1st and 10th, security agencies arrested several protesters, including the minors, which sparked public outrage. Meanwhile, the minority caucus of the House of Representatives have demanded compensation for minors detained by the police for 3 months over alleged charges of terrorism, treasonable felony and arson for participating in the End Bad Governance protest. In a statement jointly signed, the caucus also called for investigation, prosecutions, and punishment of the actors, including individuals in government agencies involved in the ordeal of the miners and other youths who took part in the August protests. While commending President Tinubu for the release of the protesters, the minority caucus stressed the need for accountability and compassionate support in addressing the incident. Hence, the call for thorough investigation and punishment of individuals and government bodies responsible for the youth's detention. Overmountain Inspector General of Police Kayode Egbetokun has condemned the spate of extortion allegations against some officers of the force in various areas across the country. He specifically referred a recent case involving officers from the Zone 16 zonal headquarters in Yenangwa, the capital of Bayelsa State. In this case, officers identified as ASP Manuel Ubong, Inspector Inse Okon, Inspector Adewere Collins, and Inspector Komomare Marine were accused of extorting the sum of 10 million naira from some youths. The armed forces of Nigeria have reaffirmed their commitment to the fight against terrorism despite the tragic loss of the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Taoreed Lagbaja. Director Defense Media Operations, Major General Edward Buba, made the assertion during a bi-weekly briefing military on operations across all theaters. He explained that the tragic loss will not deter the military from its mission of containing terrorist threats and ensuring national security. Sharon Ajay tells us more.
Major General Buba began the briefing by leading members of the press in a minute silence in honor to the departed Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Taoreed Lagbaja. He explained that Defense Headquarters has declared 9 persons wanted for terrorism, violent extremism against the state in the northeast. The director confirmed the names and pictures of people declared wanted in a banner made available to newsmen in Abuja. The wanted terrorist includes Abu Khadija, Abdurrahman, Dandi Gumba, Musa Waha, and Usman Kani Shehu. Others are Abu Yusuf, Ibrahim Suyika, Basulu, and Idris Tanklaksi.
This sect is known as Lakurawa. The Lakurawas are affiliated to terrorists from the Sahel, particularly from Mali and Niger republics. They began incursion into northwestern part of Nigeria, namely Sokoto and Kebbi states. And like I mentioned, they came in from Niger and the Mali axis.
Thank you, Sharon, for that report. The federal government has met with stakeholders in Lagos to discuss the proposed digital economy and e-governance bill, part of a series of consultations designed to shape a nationwide legal framework for the digital economy. Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Bosun Tijani, speaking at the event, emphasized the government's commitment to involving all stakeholders to ensure the proposed legislation is both inclusive and impactful. The Lagos meeting followed earlier sessions held in several states as the government works to gather input from each of Nigeria's 36 states in the Federal Capital Territory.
Major General Buba began the briefing.
Command of Nigerian Customs Service has handed over 37 billion naira worth of unregistered pharmaceuticals to officials of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency and the National Agency for Food, Drug and Control in Lagos. The Customs Area Controller, Tinkan Island Command, Dire Nadi, said the consignment, which were intercepted at the Lagos port between January and October 2024, were imported into Nigeria from Canada, India, and the United Kingdom. Inadi, while highlighting the command's achievements in the last 10 months, said the command in particular said, and the service in general, deploy all necessary resources and strategies at its disposal to check the menace of illegal importation of unregistered pharmaceutical products in the country. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has called on political parties and their candidates in Ondo State to conduct themselves with the highest level of decorum and responsibility, during and after the gubernatorial election. Kike Lomo Okere reports that the Commission's chairman, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, made the call at the Ondo State Governorship Election Stakeholders Meeting in Akure.
The chairman, Independent National Electoral Commission, Yakubu Mahmood, says the stakeholders meeting is aimed to deliberate, appeal, and encourage all political parties, traditional rulers, civil society organizations, security agencies, the media, and other stakeholders to work together in order to achieve a successful exercise in the coming election.
I'm glad that the relevant agencies have given us the necessary assurances of security during the election, including unimpeded access to voting and collation locations by observers and the media.
He reiterated the Commission's commitment to leverage on technology in order to prevent manipulation, ease the process for voters, and deliver results with accuracy and speed.
Let me reassure stakeholders that INEC is ready for the election. We are deploying the PVAS machines for voter accreditation at polling units and for upload of results to the INEC result viewing portal.
The INEC chairman urged the media to provide balanced reporting, devoid of sensitization, and educate the people on their rights and responsibility during the election. The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, who was represented by Assistant Inspector General of Police, Zone 17, Abiodun Oladimeji Ashabi, warns the political leaders in Ondo State against engagement in thuggery. He added that the police, with other security agencies, will provide tight security during and after the election.
Bear in mind that performing our roles in fair and orderly manner will certainly reduce the security threats to the barest minimum, with a far-reaching effect on the credibility of the election.
National Commissioner supervising Ogun, Ondo, and Osun State, Professor Ade Ajayi, says his commission is working closely with security agencies to ensure that residents can participate without fear and appeal to security personnel to be alert and ensure free and fair election.
We recognize that election security is paramount to ensuring that voters can participate without fear. The presence of security officials will be solely to maintain peace and protect all individuals involved in the process.
Kelomo Okere, Global Television News.
Thank you, Kike, for that report. Governor of Ondo State, Lucky Aiyedatiwa, has continued his statewide governorship campaign tour, taking a message of comprehensive development to the people of Otikpupa local government area. Received by jubilant supporters who trooped out in their thousands, Governor Aiyedatiwa promised to build on the legacies of the late governor from the Southern Senatorial District, late Olusegun Agagu, who hailed from a local government again. Kike Lomo Okere reports.
Meeting with the traditional rulers of the area at the Okitipupa local government secretariat, Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa says he considers himself fortunate to be the third governor emerging from the region, following the legacy of service established by his predecessors. Governor Aiyedatiwa acknowledged the foundational infrastructure established by the late former governor Olusegun Agagu and promised to build on those achievements, especially in the area of road construction. To further support the growth in Ikale land, the governor pledged to facilitate the establishment of the airstrip facility in the local government so as to make it easy for investors to access the region, as well as facilitating business and economic opportunity and growth. He also reaffirmed that the proposed deep sea project in the south will commence after the election in the coming year. The governor also disclosed that a 20-kilometer road construction project in the Southern Senatorial District has already been approved, aiming to enhance connectivity in the region. Speaking on behalf of the monarchs, the Abodi of Ikale land, Oba George Babatunde Faduyile Adeguntu, expressed their support for the governor. Addressing a large gathering of enthusiastic supporters at Methodist Primary School in Okitipupa, Governor Aiyedatiwa conveyed his gratitude to the people as he was visibly moved by the impressive turnout. The governor, in company of the Director General of the campaign, Honorable Abiola Makinde, and Chief Olushola Oke, among other party leaders, also commissioned the secretariat of APC in the local government. Kike Lomo Okeri, Global Television News.
You're watching News Prime on Global Television, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. When News Prime returns, United Nations says nearly 70% of Gaza warhead are women and children. Details of these, as well as foreign and sports stories, coming right after this break. Please stay with us. You're welcome back, and if you're just tuning in, this is News Prime on Global Television. Thank you for staying with us. On our business decks, the presidency has collaborated with music legend Mr. Innocent Idibia, popularly known as Two-Face, in order to stimulate public support for micro, small and medium enterprises. Job Creation and Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Secretariat in the Office of the Vice President entered the partnership agreement signed by the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Job Creation and MSMEs, Tola Adekunle Johnson and Two-Face in Abuja. Adekunle Johnson said the coming on board of Two-Face as a Job Creation and MSMEs brand ambassador will promote ideas and initiatives under the National MSMEs Award, adding that the partnership will promote the expanded National MSMEs Clinic shared hubs for MSMEs initiatives, as well as other related activities around job creation. Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Oil, Senator Heineken Lapobiri, has engaged with international investors, highlighting Nigeria's significant potentials as a key energy investment hub. Lapobiri, speaking at the African Energy Week 2024 in Cape Town, emphasized Nigeria's position as home to nearly 30% of Africa's oil and gas reserves. According to a statement signed by the Minister's Special Advisor on Media and Communications in Amaka Okafor, the minister underscored the government's commitment to creating an attractive investment environment through strategic reforms in the oil and gas sector. The Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, has drawn its weight behind the threats by the Nigerian Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers to embark on a nationwide strike over the alleged use of military personnel to eject workers from the oil rig. This was contained in a statement signed by the NLC President Joe Ajaero. The NLC condemned the allegations against the military by the oil workers, adding that it stands solidly behind the NUPENG, just as it threatens to escalate a response to dispute should the breach of agreements and the use of military and other security agencies to interfere in industrial relations matters continue. On our foreign scene, U.S. President-elect Donald Trump has made his first official cabinet appointment following his decisive election victory. This signals his intent to shift away from the outgoing administration's policies, including seeking talks with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Trump announced that his campaign manager, Cecile Wells, will serve as his White House chief of staff, making her the first woman to hold the high-profile role. Meanwhile, Putin praised Trump as courageous for his response to an assassination attempt during a rally in July and expressed readiness to engage in discussions with the president-elect. The United Nations Human Rights Office has condemned the high number of civilians killed in the war in Gaza, saying its analysis shows close to 70% of verified victims over a 6-month period were women and children. The agency said the high number was largely due to Israel's use of weapons, which wide area effect in densely populated areas. Although some deaths may have been the result of errant projectiles by the Palestinians and groups, the report said it was found unprecedented levels of international law violation, raising concerns about war crimes and the possible atrocity crimes. In sports, Manchester United defender Luke Shaw has returned to training following 3 months out with injury. The England left back, who has not played for the club since February, sustained a calf injury in early August. He had been expected to return after the international break in October, but former manager Erik ten Hag said Shaw had suffered a setback. Shaw suffered a hamstring injury in February that ruled him out of the remainder of the last Premier League season. The Nigerian international Osimhen has reiterated his desire to remain for the remainder of the season. Osimhen moved to the Rams Park on the season-long loan deal with Napoli in September. The Nigerian international have been linked with a move away from the Turkish Super League champions ahead of the summer transfer window approaching. The powerful striker, however, said he is not thinking about moving elsewhere. Osimhen was on target on UEFA Europa League 3-2 win over Tottenham Hotspur on Thursday night. And to end News Prime on Global Television, here is a quick summary. 18 political parties have signed peace accord in Ondo State. In business, presidency has collaborated with Two-Face on job creation and micro, small and medium enterprises. On our foreign news, United Nations has announced that nearly 70% of Gaza warhead are women and children. And finally, in sports, Osimhen has ruled out January exit from Galatasaray following transfer speculations. And that's it on News Prime. It came to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. A quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channel 365. On Star Times, channel 276, and free to air on Nicomsat. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms now showing on your screen by using at Global TV NG. I am Jumai Manson. Thank you for watching.